pie? I think that's one. Holy shit. You gotta be shitting me. Holy shit. Shit, I just missed that one. Wait a minute. There's another one. Shut the door. It's going through the trees. Nope. Must be clouds. Same stuff. Shit. What happened?
It's in Memphis.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you were?
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis,
okay.
the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where.
It's a whole thing in the sky. It ain't nobody.
This is crazy. Like, y'all see that, right? There's two ass moons. The second moon. Like, what?
It has now been a full month since strange lights began being reported in the night sky over New Jersey. Now the sightings appear to be showing up all over the world, but there seems to be a focus on the United States military bases, and not just any kind of base, but ones that engineer munitions, as well as harbor nuclear missiles. For some reason, the media only appears to be focusing on the state of New Jersey, but this is a worldwide event. It's happening in China, Russia, Australia, and the United Kingdom, just to name a few. Senators, governors, and even local law enforcement. They are extremely frustrated by the lack of information regarding these so-called drones. How is it even possible for hundreds of unknown aircraft to take to the sky, and at times in restricted airspace, and yet the FBI, the Pentagon, Homeland Security, none of them can explain to the American people what is really going on? Now, what I am about to tell you is not based on any kind of factual evidence, but there are a lot of rumors spreading across the internet. Correct me if I am wrong, but I believe it was a senator who went on Fox News and said that according to his credible sources, that there is an Iranian mothership parked off the east coast of the United States, and that appears to be where the drones are coming from. I believe it was the Pentagon that immediately shot down that idea and said that there was no truth to it whatsoever. I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. How can hundreds of drones fly over the most powerful country in the world, yet that country cannot identify what they are, where they come from, and what they are doing? Something stinks here, and very badly. I don't know about you, but not hearing Donald Trump speak on any of this, it truly worries me. What do you guys think is going on here? Is this another country planning on invading the USA? Is it us? Perhaps some kind of top-secret exercise? Or is it aliens? Deep down, I feel that something very bad is about to happen, and I feel that whatever it is, that it will happen before Christmas. This whole thing makes me think back to a dream that I had a few years back. It was very late at night, and I was walking on the beach, somewhere along the East Coast. It was very cold, and the beach was deserted. Off in the distance, I could see a very large coffin, and not just any old coffin. I'm talking about a coffin that was the size of a small house, and it was wrapped in the American flag. I remember being overtaken by an intense loneliness, almost as if I were the only remaining person left on Earth. The flag was rippling in the cold wind, and there were two very powerful lights coming up out of the sand that were shining on the flag. It was as if the scene was a token of pride, left behind by something unknown to me at the time. Then I suddenly found myself in New York City again. It was very late at night. I remember seeing very large explosions and seeing skyscrapers fall to the ground as if they were a stone that you held in your hand and then let go. It was utter chaos. Crowds of people spread out like ants, if you were to destroy their nest. It was a carnage that I cannot truly put into words. I was in a car when this was happening, and that's when I saw it. The water, it was at a height only seen in a Hollywood movie, and it was coming towards me, and quickly. I don't know how, but I managed to get out of the vehicle, and I ran into a building. While I was running up the stairs, trying to make it to higher ground, explosions from outside were making it almost impossible, but somehow I made it. Normally I fear heights, so I expected to become dizzy when I looked outside a window from the very top floor. That wasn't the case though, because the ocean had risen so high that when I looked out, it was as if I were looking out from the very first floor. Off in the distance I could see more explosions, but I could not pinpoint the origin of the explosions. I remember hearing my name called out from behind me, Michael. I turned and there was a middle-aged African-American man. The look in his eye, he had accepted death in that moment. It was then that a sudden explosion sent me out of the window and into the sea. As I began sinking to the bottom, I became overwhelmed with a sense of peace. Looking around, I saw hundreds of people. Some were alive and in a state of panic, while others were still, lifeless. As odd as this may sound, it was in that moment when everything became clear to me, when I heard the word, reset. I don't know what it meant, and I do not wish to scare you. I don't even know why today's news brought me back to this dream. Those of you who have followed me from the beginning, you would remember my premonition of the tornado outbreak. I literally dreamt of that event up to the very date that it happened. That is not the case here. This is not a premonition, just a dream that I decided to share with you all. I think that is going to do it for this video. Thinking back to that dream truly caused me to become depressed, and I don't know why. If you enjoyed this, would you kindly hit that like button, and while you're at it, consider following me. But that is all for now. I love you all. This is Michael Leonard signing off.
President-elect Trump is joining the outcry over the drone sightings, which now have expanded from coast to coast. A short time ago, he posted mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so. Let the public know, and now, otherwise shoot them down.
Brett, President-elect Donald Trump applying some pressure on the Biden administration to provide answers after a busy night of reported drone sightings across the entire country. It now involves 6 states from the east to west coast, and some are questioning if the bigger drones are actually airplanes.
Wait, literally there's one right above us.
This is weird.
And then there's one over there. What the heck?
Drone sightings are now reported in Connecticut, California, and Maryland, just 25 miles from the nation's capital, where former Governor Larry Hogan, a local sheriff, released this heat map showing reports in a single county.
I'm not concerned about any imminent threats to public safety or our national security regarding these drones. The agency is chiefly responsible for monitoring drone activity. They must immediately disclose more information to the public.
Governor Phil Murphy wrote a letter to President Joe Biden, reading in part, quote, "It has become apparent that more resources are needed to fully understand what is behind this activity."
They're either lying or they're incompetent or they're both.
The White House and FBI claim many of the drone sightings are actually manned aircraft operating lawfully. A drone expert tells Fox News that's his assessment as county resident Nick Lordi, who took this video overnight, pushes back on that.
Well, there's no doubt they're drones. They're not planes.
Well, Brett, whether or not they're airplanes or drones, they're already being spotted in Yonkers, New York tonight. State police confirmed that they're investigating with federal partners. And Congressman Jeff Van Drew says, according to reports that he's received, several drones have been seen hovering near critical infrastructure, including a nuclear power plant facility in Salem County.
Begin with breaking news. An investigation into a possible drone landing in Somerset County, New Jersey. Nick Calloway has been covering this unusual uptick in drone sightings for several weeks. He joins us live at the scene in Hillsborough Township. Nick?
Well, Cindy, police are not telling us much at the moment, but emergency officials have been here on the scene all morning searching that wooded area just behind me for something. Chopper 2 was over the scene as local firefighters, hazmat crews, and police officers have been on the scene here. They were searching that wooded marsh area near the Lowe's off Route 206 here in Hillsborough. Officials also had a drone up in the air looking for something. That after there were reports of a possible drone landing late last night. Now, there has been an enormous amount of interest in all the drone activity lately here in New Jersey. So when there were reports of a possible drone down, folks who live around here came to take a look and see what they could find out. But police are being extremely tight-lipped, referring all questions to the FBI. FBI officials say they are aware of the situation but would not comment further. A lot of the firefighters and police just left this scene within the last 20 minutes or so. I asked one firefighter right before he left if they found anything in that wooded area behind me. He politely said that he is not at liberty to say. We are live in Hillsborough Township, New Jersey. Nick Calloway, CBS News, New York.
Nick, thank you. And the drone sightings are now spreading into New York. This morning, officials from Staten Island joined the chorus of voices expressing urgent concern. But as Christina Fan reports, the White House is playing down the situation.
Well, Cindy, calls are intensifying from local lawmakers demanding the federal government do something about this mind-boggling mystery. Many of the recent sightings have been reported right here in New York City, including above us in the South Bronx. Friday morning, Staten Island officials became the latest group pressing federal agencies and the NYPD to investigate sightings over local military bases, key points of interest, and residential neighborhoods.
How can we, the United States of America, have this going on and we're told just look the other way? Ignore it. It's no big deal.
Their demands follow a joint letter Senators Kirsten Gillibrand and Chuck Schumer of New York and Cory Booker and Andy Kim of New Jersey sent to the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the FAA, calling the unidentified drones alarming and a potential safety risk.
We should know what's going on over our skies.
Rashawn McIntosh shared these drone videos taken just after midnight Thursday in St. Albans, Queens.
My concern is not knowing where they came from.
The White House, meanwhile, is trying to calm the public, saying many of the more than 3,000 reported sightings so far may have been planes mistaken for drones.
We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat, or have a foreign nexus.
The NYPD says it is investigating the drone activity along with the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force. Reporting from the South Bronx, Christina Fan, CBS News, New York.
Now, Warren County has been reporting some. I saw some warnings about being wary of these for Hunterdon County, in your county, in Monmouth County. Some people, at least anecdotally, are reporting that they're seeing these. And these aren't just your recreational, tiny little drones. It's not just one or two, over a park or even over your house just for 20 minutes. These things are staying for hours, and they are at night, and they are large. Some of them are the size of small cars. Pretty sizable. And they are coming in groupings. I often hear in groupings of 8. And they will go over somebody's home or a general neighborhood, and they'll remain there for hours throughout the night.
Deeply unsettling.
It's just strange. This had never happened before. Suddenly, since November 18th, it starts happening. And the latest before I even mention the latest, though, I just want to throw this out. Do you have any thoughts on this at all? Any thoughts on these mystery drones that are on the increase across New Jersey? Any idea about what they might be? Do you believe the authorities actually don't know anything about them? Because that's kind of what I want to get into right here. Do you think that there's anything truly sinister going on? Do you think that it is law enforcement? Do you think that they don't know? People have been asked to report to the FBI if they are citing any of these. Our own Bob Williams, did you know Bob had it over his house?
Really?
Yes, I heard that this morning.
Donald Trump, he just called on the Biden administration for you guys to either release any information it has about these mysterious drone sightings or shoot the drones out of the sky. How do you respond to the president-elect?
Well, first of all, the statements I've made already are the principal message that I want to communicate to the American public. We haven't seen anything unusual. We know of no threat. Secondly, we have gone to Congress repeatedly asking for more authority to counter drone activity. And we have also asked for more authority to give to the state and local officials under our supervision, because it correctly notes those authorities need to be expanded.
I want to play something another New Jersey congressman, Republican Jeff Van Drew, said about the drones over his state in New Jersey. Listen to this.
We're not being told the truth. They are dealing with the American public like we're stupid. They don't know what it is. They don't know what it's about. They haven't taken one down to analyze it. They have no idea where it comes from, but they know that it's not that. That's nonsense. They do not know what they're doing. Why don't they take one of them down, analyze it, and let us know what's really happening?
What do you say to the congressman?
Well, first of all, we have experts, and he should not diminish the extent of their expertise and the extent of their dedication to the well-being of the American people. These are individuals who dedicate their careers to the safety and security of the United States of America, number one. Number two, it's not as though anyone can just take down a drone in the sky. That in and of itself would be dangerous.
Do you have the authority to shoot down drones?
Our authorities are very limited. That is precisely why we have gone to Congress to expand those authorities. Our authorities are limited by the United States Coast Guard in the maritime environment, the United States Secret Service in its protection of our national leaders, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection with respect to the border. We have various authorities that are discrete to the particular missions. We can't just shoot a drone out of the sky.
But do you know for sure these are drones or unmanned aircraft? What are they?
We believe that there are cases of mistaken identity where drones are actually small aircraft and people are misidentifying them. There very well may be drones in the sky, of course, but those are commercially available. One can go into a convenience store and buy a small drone. There are also commercial drones as well. But we know of no threat or nefarious activity. And I want to repeat, Wolf, that if we learn of any cause for concern, we will be transparent in our communication of it.
We know that some of these drones, whether in the Middle East or Ukraine, have weapons, have missiles attached to these drones. Wouldn't it be smart to at least get a look at these drones to see if they are armed?
Wolf, there is no question that technology has advanced in the realm of drones. They can fly farther, they can fly faster, they can carry heavier payloads. Our authorities need to keep up with the technological advances. The chairman of the Homeland Security Committee in the House of Representatives, Mark Green, has argued for and advocated for that expansion of authorities. So has Congressman Pfluger. We agree with that advocacy, and we have sought increased authorities.
As you know, it's causing a lot of concern. Mr. Secretary.
I'm here to calm those concerns, Wolf, and we'll be back if there's any reason for them.
We'll continue this conversation if in fact, these drones continue to show up over New Jersey and elsewhere. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Today is December the 13th, 2024, and we have some pretty huge developing news regarding the drone sightings that are taking place around the United States. And now we're hearing confirmation around the world. As we are now hearing, it is coming out just in the past hour or so. There are local reports that there was a drone crash. We now have our hands on one of these drones. Go ahead and take a look at this with me. Here is a shot. Now, this is video footage from a local news network out in New Jersey. I'm not going to be playing it for you because I don't want to get hit with a copyright claim, but there is footage now showing that they believe that they have captured what is a crashed drone that is now under investigation, is what they are saying. Now, also, take a look at these headlines that have been coming out on this. You can see here, drone fell out of the sky, December the 13th. This is this morning. It came out at 5:03 a.m. Now, this morning, around this time, actually, I had woken up, checked my phone, and I saw breaking news coming out around social media that people were reporting that there was a crashed drone and that they were investigating it. However, now what I'm hearing is that it is being confirmed. So this morning I had heard this. I didn't want to report on it until I could receive confirmation, because you always got to double check your sources, especially with social media, but they have now confirmed that this has taken place. Now, also, just to clarify, there was rumors of this a couple of days ago that were false. Now we're hearing that this is accurate. So this you can see. Take a look at the date published today.
Several agencies are involved in an investigation in Hillsborough, New Jersey, as to a possible drone landing that happened yesterday. The search is ongoing right now in an area between, or just off of Route 206 in Hillsborough, near Falcon Road, and we can see a staging area by Somerset County hazardous material units, some other county officials, as well as Hillsborough agencies as well. We also understand the FBI is aware of the incident, Again, this is a search ongoing. It is primarily happening in a wooded area just adjacent to a shopping center, again in the area of Route 206 and Falcon Road. At this point, officials are not able to make any other statements as to the status of this investigation and what details that are known at this time and what they're able to share. But there we can see some of the firefighters that have been walking around in an area, again, just off of Route 206 near Falcon Road. We have seen them doing basically a wide area search on foot, as well as several all-terrain vehicles ongoing in this area.